Here's another fast food idea or a quick meal that you could put together in no time. And while I show you how I cook it, I will continue part 5 of my story. So after years of being in this relationship, I was so scared of this man. Just hearing his voice, it triggered something inside me, so I was always afraid of him. And I was also ashamed at some point because I remembered my grandmother and uncle talking to me. They told me that he wasn't a good fella, and I was young then, so I didn't care to listen to anybody. So I ended up hiding a lot of things that I was going through from my family. So nobody knew that I was being abused badly because I hid it from them. Only coming down to the last few months that I was supposed to be leaving, then a lot of things came out. At the security firm, and you guys know security is a strenuous job and it does require a lot of hours and night hours as well. And he weren't too happy with that decision that I made because he had to be home in the night when he were accustomed going out and lime and drink and smoke. So here's where things end up changing a bit in the relationship. So when I come home from work, he would accuse me of cheating on him. He would dig up my phone. So I got a lot of accusations when I went to work and come back from work. So on that particular morning, he came home from Lyman and having a good night out, 4 o'clock the morning, and I had to go to work. So when he came home, he was drunk. And he was forcing me to have intercourse because he woke me up. I left the door open for him, so he came home and he woke me up. And at that time, I will lie down in between my two children, which I always sleep that way. So I remember him moving the children to the other bed. And he came and he started harassing me. Now let me tell you, at this point in this relationship, I was so done. I was so fed up because I was constantly doing everything. I told myself it didn't make any sense that I am in this relationship and I have to be constantly getting abused. So I was at the point that I was ready to leave anytime. And when he came and he realized that I weren't letting him, force himself on me, he decided to sit down on my chest. So at that point in my life, I was still small and he was bigger in size. So when he sat down on my chest, I could feel the pressure of his body weight. He placed his 2 hands around my neck and he started choking me, and I could feel that I was losing breath. I looked into his eyes and all I could have see is that dead that I can't even explain how that moment felt looking him in the eye while he was choking me. And I remember starting to lose breath and I started to feel my face getting numb. And I don't know what strength got over me, really, honestly, truly. I don't even know. And I just started to fight. I started to move my hands. I don't know how I fought him off. I got the strength somehow. I ran from him and I took up a cup, and while taking up the cup I ended up bursting his head with the cup, and I grabbed a knife. And when I grabbed the knife, I told him, I said, if you come and interfere with me, I will end up killing you. Right? I told him that more than once. And you could see that he got stupid because he didn't think I would have lashed back in that form. And he ran upstairs. So by this time when this whole confrontation happened, it was like 5 o'clock. And I started packing my bags. I just started packing my bags. I remember calling my sister and I told her what had happened. I told her that I am coming. And I ended up getting in contact with a driver to be able to move me with my children and my clothing to where my mommy was living. So I remember packing up my stuff and I tried my best to get most of my important things. So it was just clothes, documents, and that is all I was focused on my children, bottles and milk and whatever that I bought for them. And you could hear he quarreling with his mother because I done bust his head and he was bleeding. And he quarreling with his mother, telling his mother she's the reason why I leaving and all these kind of things. So after I was finished packing all my stuff, I took my items down to my grandmother, and I had the knife in my hand that entire time, from packing, from leaving, from walking down the hill to where my grandmother was living. And I was waiting there for a taxi, and he realized that I packed up my stuff and I was leaving, and he came. And I had the knife in my hand, and I tell him, I said, if you feel you could put your hands on me here, I will make you a dead man today. And I told him that, and he started to say he was sorry. Now by this time he done sober up already, because that boss had sober him up, and the confrontation that we had where I fought him off. And I told him, I said, I am not coming back by you again. I said, I am leaving. This is the last time you're going to see me, and I'm not going to come back here. I will not be coming back here. And you know the old sad story, I'm sorry, I won't do it again, forgive me, you know, study about the children, what gonna happen to the children. At this point in myself, I didn't care about any of them thing. All I was thinking about myself and the safety of my children. I didn't know what was going to happen to us, where I was going to live, right? All these things I didn't care about. I just wanted to come out. I was tired going through being abused and having my children having to be there, and for me going through this with my children being there with me. And all I could remember telling myself in that moment is that whatever I was doing now, it was for the benefit of not only for my safety, but my children's safety as well. So I know it took me 7 long hard years, right? But I know I was able to come out from it. And unless I didn't fight back, I would have been a dead woman today, because that face, his face, it just showed that he was willing to kill me that night. Honestly speaking, that was his facial expression, and he didn't care. I am so thankful that I was able, God gave me the strength somehow to be able to fight him, and give me the strength to even be able to step out and leave. And I am grateful to be here today. So look out for part 6 in my story. I will complete the story for sure, right? I hope you guys enjoyed my recipe. And I know sometimes these kind of stories, it does trigger some people. I apologize. So hope you guys enjoyed my video. See you guys in my next video as usual.